Hi Founder fans, Jason here, and today's founder is John Adam Treutlen. Now, John Adam Treutlen came over to British North America as just a 10-year-old boy. His parents and he were indentured servants, which meant that they were supposed to work for several years in order to pay back the cost of their passage to the person who paid for them to pass on a ship to North America. So they ended up in Georgia, and at this point, it makes him, even though he's just a boy, one of the original settlers of Georgia, which was started in 1735, just 40 years before the American Revolution broke out. Now, Treutlen would grow up, and although his family was poor, he was actually discovered by a local pastor who recognized his talents as a young man and helped enroll him in a local school. And this set him off on the course of life where he would become, well, an important American founder, though little known today. He slowly made his way up through the ranks, first becoming a justice of the peace, and then working as a surveyor for Georgia, and eventually getting into the colonial House of Assembly. When the American Revolutionary War broke out, Georgia was very divided. Georgia actually didn't send anyone to the First Continental Congress, and took a long time to send anyone to the Second Continental Congress. It was very heavily loyalist at this point, mostly because it was very sparsely populated and needed the king to help defend from Native Americans on the frontier, though there were several other reasons also. But even the half of the people living in Georgia that did want to join the Patriots in the American Revolution, the Patriot side itself was divided into halves. Conservatives who supported the movement towards independence but weren't super radical, and then radicals who wanted independence. And this was the smallest of the three groups we just mentioned, but John Adam Treutlen was one of these people. And in fact, once independence was declared, these radicals did take over, and Treutlen worked closely with Declaration signer Button Gwinnett to write the first constitution of the state of Georgia. And after this was ratified, well, what do you know? Moves are made, and John Adam Treutlen is made the first governor of independent Georgia. And he holds this position for about 2 years, and he mostly is overseeing the war and trying to keep, I can't say unite Georgia because divisions are great, but keep his party in power as you would when you're in a divided place and you are governor. But several years go by. The war is obviously won. Eventually, Treutlen does leave the office. There's only a certain amount of time he could hold the position. But what's very interesting is, while the war is still going on, though closing in on the end of the war, one night, John Adam Treutlen is in his house with his family, and 5 people come to the house, and they try and get him outside. And he says, "No, I'm not coming outside." And they set his house on fire, which meant the family had to evacuate the house. And these 5 men captured John Adam Treutlen and actually killed him in front of his family, which is a little intense, I'll grant you. What's very interesting is, to this day, we have not figured out who it was that actually killed him. And there's many possibilities of who it could have been. Could have been loyalists who were upset that it looked like they were about to lose the American Revolution, and therefore their property would be confiscated, and they would probably have to evacuate Georgia and go somewhere else. It could have been the more conservative patriots who really did not like John Adam Treutlen and his radical ideas. It could have been some people from South Carolina, because South Carolina, led by William Henry Drayton, South Carolina actually during the Revolution tried to assume Georgia and make it part of South Carolina, and Treutlen led the battle against that. And in fact, said that if William Henry Drayton were to come back into Georgia, he was to be arrested, even though Drayton was, in fact, another American founder of some renown. Either way, and lastly, I should mention, it could have been just a random crime. Doesn't seem like it was a random crime, but I did want to throw that in there. So that is the story and the murder of the first governor of Georgia, John Adam Treutlen. Put down in the comments, let me know, who do you think killed John Adam Treutlen? I would love to solve the mystery, though I doubt we will, but we can have fun with it anyway. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. I put out new videos like this 5 days a week if you're new here, and we have live videos frequently. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with another founder for you tomorrow.